What's the word? 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 What's the word on that movie? What's the word? 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 What's the word on that movie? Welcome to this week's episode of What's the Word on That Movie. I am your host, Daniel Lawrence, and on today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the Jay and Silent Bob sequel, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Let's get to it. Now is the time, if you haven't already done so, to check out the Jay and Silent Bob play-by-play podcast I did. The podcast is broken down into 3 parts and takes you through the scenes of Jay and Silent Bob in each of the movies they are part of for the View Askew universe. I have to admit I'm pretty giddy for the reboot. Let's get into the trailer.
Alright, you motherfuckers! I know you in there! Come out right now! Drop the motherfucking plans!
That son of a bitch doesn't have a dick!
He's got a fucking dick! He just got it tucked in!
Identify yourselves, motherfuckers!
I'm Jay, and this my hetero life mate, Silent Bob!
Don't tell me you guys have no idea there's a new comic book movie being made of the old comic book movie you two are the basis for.
That old-ass star-studded piece of shit, that movie sucked balls.
Suck asshole too.
Your Honor, I object. I'll allow it. That movie did suck balls and asshole.
We got 3 days to get to Hollywood and stop this reboot from ever happening.
Boys, I had a baby. Jay, brace yourself. You're about to meet our love child.
I think I'm gonna need to see a blood test.
No, Jay. This is my daughter, Millennium Falcon.
Can you take us to Hollywood with you?
Fuck no, man! It's a tough-ass neighborhood.
Either you take us to Hollywood, or I stab you both to death on my own front fucking lawn!
And on that note, we cue the music.
Fuck!
I'm glad you guys are smoking back there. I was driving someone about a week ago, and he took a big shit. You have no idea how hard it is to get the smell out of pleather.
Yo, methods.
Let's do this.
Yay! It's Jay and Silent Bob.
I just found out I have a kid, but I don't know how to be a father.
Anybody with cum can be a father, but only love can make you a dad.
How you gonna talk about love and you flinging cum all over the place? That shit's unseemly, bro. What do you guys think about this reboot?
It sucks. There, I said it. And who's directing this shit anyway? Kevin fucking Smith?
Smells like this reboot went up in smoke.
What a trailer. I cannot wait until the movie hits theaters. If you don't know, Jay is the raunchy voice of the duo and is devoid all logic, so he relies on his hetero life mate Silent Bob as the brains. Silent Bob doesn't speak vocally unless he deems the situation to be of such importance that only words can get the message across. Jay is played by Jason Mewes, longtime friend of Kevin Smith, and Silent Bob is played by the great Kevin Smith. Yes, Kevin, I called you great. Other actors listed as returning to the Askew universe are Shannon Elizabeth, Harley Quinn Smith, Jennifer Schwalbach Smith, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jason Lee, Joey Lauren Adams, Rosario Dawson, Jason Biggs, James Vanderbeek, Brian O'Halloran, and Diedrich Bader. Some things I noticed from the trailer besides the awesome cast lineup of those returning, plus the new faces that will at least cameo, Jay and Silent Bob appear to be opening their own store, Cocksmoker, which happens to be a play on words but also a call back to Clerks from the conversation between Dante and Jay. It appears the main product will be baked chicken sandwich, which happens to also be a play on words. I'm sure the chicken for those sandwiches have been marinated in the finest CBD oil known to man. The plot for the movie goes as so. Jay and Silent Bob return to Hollywood to stop a reboot of Bluntman and Chronic movie from being made. Bluntman and Chronic was the movie from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back that led to Jay and Silent Bob having to go to Hollywood the first time. The first time they failed at stopping it, however, they did get paid. On this trip to Hollywood, Jay and Silent Bob link up with Jay's love child he had with Justice all those years ago and his love child's mute friend. I'm sure this film is going to be one non-stop fun-filled ride that delivers the laughs. Thank you Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes for reprising your roles as the dynamic duo Jay and Silent Bob. I have been rocking with you guys since I first watched Mallrats back in '98. This movie is oozing nostalgia, taken from the words of Randall, played by Jeff Anderson. It just reminds me of a better time in my life. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot hits theaters on October 15, 2019. With that said, this is What's the Word on That Movie, and I am your host, Daniel Lawrence. What's the word? 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 What's the word on that movie? What's the word? 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 What's the word on that movie?